G'day and welcome back to Ducks of the Gaming and our Let's Play series here on a Goldcrest Valley farm. This is our Start From Scratch series and we are getting into our harvest here on field 12. We've just emptied off our combine and he's got, what, 5 rows there to go. We're just going to go offload this anyway and then we'll come back and offload his last load. We should only have one more load. I don't know, actually no, it might be 2. Anyway. Who cares? Let's just go and do this. All right. So, hope you're enjoying this series. Hope you are all well in these trying times. Don't forget, wash your hands, social distancing, all that sort of wonderful stuff. But hopefully, things for everyone will start getting back to normal. Certainly down here in the land of Oz, we're at the point now where we're starting to look at easing back a lot of our restrictions. We've flattened the curve well and truly. I think we had 1 case in the last 24 hours. So things are looking good here. We're slowly sort of overcoming the issues, but time will tell with that ultimately. So we will just continue on our merry way. But yeah, hope everyone is doing well out there, and all your family is well and safe and healthy. All right. That's that load done. Now, we are going to have a look at some point at selling what we've harvested. Again, because obviously starting from scratch, we don't have a lot of money behind it. So we need to get a lot more money into the coffers so we can continue on and expand. Now, I know we said that we weren't going to use any mods. We're going to basically use all vanilla games. There is the classic mod pack, I think that's what it was called, by Matt XJS, that's been released. So it's a similar mod pack to what he released last year or the year before for FS17. That has now been released. So I've added that in as well. Now, I'm going to quickly have a look and then I'll explain the reason as to why. Because it gives us some smaller tractors, which aren't overly expensive, and they sort of fit with the timeline of the fence and all that we've got. So we've got a Maxim 5150, which is 132 horsepower, 40 kilometers an hour. We've got a Fast Track 150, similar specs there. In the small tractors range, we have the Massey Ferguson 390T. I think, was that it? I don't think there was a large one. No. So it's only the small and the medium, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right. So it gives us that, plus some other equipment as well. So we've enabled that for this Let's Play series. I figured you wouldn't mind that. So anyway. Now also we've got the other mods we've got are things like auto load trailers, stuff like that, because you're not going to see me do much manual loading. However, once well, yeah, no, we'll get ahead of ourselves. We'll worry about that later. All right, where's our harvester? Our harvester is at 27%. Let's have a look and see what we've got to do on the farm. Now, field 12, 14, 15, 19 were all planted with soybeans. Why do we plant soybeans? If you can't remember, it's a high profit crop. We want to maximize the money we're going to get out of those crops and have a quick turnaround. So 15 is ready to harvest. Once we finish here in field 12, in fact, we can start doing that now. We can start prepping it for the next, what's that? We need some lime. Right. So lime spreading is the first thing we need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on over to our vent over here. Now, we've got the cedar attached. We don't want the cedar. So we'll get rid of the cedar. Now, where is my, here he is over there. We've got to go over and grab, well, I didn't mean to actually run into that wall then, although it does serve a purpose. All right. Just ignore that. We'll edit that one out. We'll edit that one out, won't we, Duck? No. All right. Here we go. So click this. It's all preloaded with lime, so we can send him off, and he'll do this field very, very quickly. He'll do short work of this field with a, what is it, 30? It's about a 30-meter spread on the lime spreader. What we've converted into a lime spreader. So it'll probably only do 2 or 3 runs. It'll be done. All right, so we're going to put him on here. We're going to use him with a... Actually, no, we'll just drive it. We'll just do it ourselves. Why not? He said. Yeah, so we're going to do 3 runs. By the look of it, that's all we'll have to do. All right. Ploughing on through. Well, not ploughing, but you know what I mean. All right, so we still need to consider what we're going to do in relation to animals. Now, we have to find a place for the animals, first off, and all that sort of stuff. Now, the problem I have now, one of my subscribers has also mentioned, I'm pretty sure it was Upsy, not to use the default Giants animal pens because they're just small and basically useless. And I agree entirely. I think the animal pens are way too small in their physical size, and they sort of don't match up to what you would put in there. If you had a little hobby farm of, say, 3 or 4 sheep, then the sheep pen is big enough. So we'll be using something like Stevie's sheep pen or cow pen or pig pen or Viper. We've got a couple of different mods there of different animal pens, and we'll be using those. Now, the problem with using those, however, is it takes up a lot more room. So therefore we need a bigger area of land, preferably relatively flat, to use. So therein lies another problem in the fact that, in fact, what I'm waiting for, I don't need to wait, I can just go and fertilize it, or lime it. Yeah, it brings in the other problem in the fact that finding an appropriate area of land that is suitable to put pens on becomes a problem, because if we put an area that's not quite flat enough or big enough area for it, we've then got to spend a lot of money on terraforming, on landscaping. And that's a very costly venture in this game. So doing any terraforming or landscaping does cost significant funds. So we don't want to waste all our money doing that. So we have to consider what we're doing in that regard before we actually jump in and do it. So when we're buying our next few plots of land, we need to really sort of think about what there is there and what we're going to use going ahead in the future with it. So yeah, but anyway, that's a problem we've got coming up, and I'm sure we'll sort that out reasonably quickly, but certainly something we need to think about. All right. So, actually, the lime didn't work. So I'm going to have a strip here without any lime. I'll bring him back over and just finish that. I thought I could cheat it through and then get it done. But anyway, we've got most of it done. Helps if I line myself up with the pipe properly. All right. So unload these soybeans. And we'll take it off to the other field, which is ready for harvest. And we'll just commence harvesting over there. All right. So we're going to clear that off. We'll start his engine up. As soon as he's empty, we'll head on over to the other field and commence our harvest there. All right, almost done. Right, there we go. He's done. Okay. Now, I don't mind using this this combine or the smaller equipment on a smaller farm with smaller fields. I certainly wouldn't want to be using this size of equipment on a 4x map. So I think the starting from scratch game mode is a good one to play. Certainly can challenge you in various aspects of the gameplay. However, in saying that, I do also think that it's not suitable for every map, certainly. So while it works for this map, it wouldn't work for something like Fenton Forest 4 times or for the Wild West or something like that. Unless, of course, you're starting from scratch. It meant that you were starting with not a couple of $100,000. You were starting with about $1 million and just enough to get all the big basic equipment you want to get started. No, I don't know. It's something to consider. But anyway. All right, so we've set our course here. We're just going to get him to first waypoint. And we want to make sure he's stopped doing unloading, which he is. And we're just going to drive the course. Off we go. Yeah, so it's certainly good to use some of the small equipment and old equipment. I know a lot of people like to use the older equipment and all that sort of stuff. And there's a nice Ford pack I did notice the other day. I was looking at bringing that into the series, actually. Some old series Fords. And there's no reason why we can't do that. There's no reason why we won't and can't do that. We may just buy a second-hand tractor, even though it looks brand new. But I mean, those are options we have available to us, I suppose. I mean, while I did say I was limiting ourselves to effectively primarily base mods, I'd realistically, I don't think as we go along we will, because this doesn't make sense. Now, why has he skipped that whole area there? I mean, seriously. See, good help is hard to find. Must be a Kiwi driving that combine. Half jobs. Oh, well. Well, then continue on. What's he got? In fact, he's not harvesting at all. Why is he not harvesting? Seriously. What is going on? I'm sure that... Oh, you know what it is. I'm sure this field was ready. Yeah, it's ready for harvest. Right, so why? I'll wait till he gets to the start here and we'll work out what he's doing. We might just have to sack him. Hashtag sack the Kiwi. No, it might not be. This might not be the Kiwi. Right. This is not good enough, champ. I don't know what game you're playing at, but we're going to fix that. And we're going to go like that. Get that out there. And we will just plop him down here. Press H for helper. And we'll hire a good Aussie helper here and you'll get the job done. Maybe. Nope. Right. Right. There we go. There we go. Right. Let's see if that works. Jesus. Talk about micromanagement. All right. So we've now got this guy over here. We can disconnect that. And we can head on over here and find, there it is there, our plough, cultivating plough. Actually, do we need to? Let's have a quick look. What do we need to do now? Fertilizer, doesn't need anything else. So let's just get out of that. We'll give it a plough anyway, just because of the fact we can. Oh, actually, no, let's direct drill it. Let's just see if we can put the seed straight on there. I'm going to go soybean again. Let's have a look. We'll see what the crops are doing. Soybean is still a good price. Sunflowers are a pretty good price, as to is, well, oat's not bad at the moment either. Let's put some oat in, just something a bit different. So, some oat. There we go. All right, now we're going to have to look at getting some more seed and fertilizer. I may have to do a drive to the shop and pick some up. I'm not going to load at the shop. I don't think that's something we need to do. But Yeah, certainly going to need to get some soon. I don't know if we're going to have enough to do this field, but well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. All right, so off we go. So while the combine harvester is busily harvesting, we are just going to get this field seeded, so as it's on the way, ready for harvesting. Get started. Get that eternal loop running. All right. Wet the whistle a bit. We're a bit dry in the throat today, as you can probably hear. All right. And goes our wage payment. We've got $12,500. I've had a couple of comments in relation to what we were talking about previously with regards to contract work and all that sort of stuff. Still haven't decided whether we're going to do much in the way of contract work. Couple of ideas. Jimmy J does something interesting, which is the fact that how he manages his contracts, which we may look at doing. I honestly have done probably, well, in fact, I haven't even done the achievement for contracts for FS19. So it shows how much contracting I do. I do bugger all. I've never found the need to do it because I just don't think it's worthwhile. The time and the money you make, or time versus money you make, just isn't beneficial. It's just a waste of time. So, but there's a couple of mods apparently as well, which help you with doing contracts, like being able to take off the straw after the contract job, and other tricks in making sure that, like, I think it's a multi-contract mod or something. I think someone was talking about, where so you make sure all the fields are fertilized, so the top fertilizes it up, and then when you do the harvesting, because you're getting the maximum yield, you effectively finish the contract earlier. If my understanding is correct, you finish the contracting job earlier because you have to harvest and then deliver, and then whatever you've got left from the harvest, you can keep for yourself. Now, I'm not so sure how that works because, again, we haven't done it, but I thought that once you were harvesting, then it's different, isn't it, for this, because you have to harvest and deliver. So you got to harvest it, then deliver it. So whether you're... Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm going to have a look at it. But anyway, there's a couple of options there I've got to go back and look at and see what we can do. But I'm still not so sure it's a way of making money. I don't think it's sustainable, and I don't think it's going to help us out too much in the short to medium term. But we'll have a look anyway and just see. We've got to check our options out. All right. But with this particular series, the primary, I have decided, pretty much during this gameplay, the primary animal we will use if we're going to put animals on will be pigs. So I'll have our piggery. Now I know we're doing pigs on Lakeland Vale, and no, not on Lakeland. We're doing it on what's the other map we're doing? Ningen. How did I forget Ningen? We're doing pigs on Ningen, but we'll do pigs on here as well. Probably pigs and chicken. Chickens will be the only things we do on here. We haven't done much in the way of chickens either, so we'll do some chickens and then have to deal with all those horrible little egg boxes. Although I think there's a couple of mods that also will help out with that, so we'll have to look at that before we do the chickens, because it irritates the living daylights out of me how we've got to pick up all the little chicken boxes and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, there's got to be a better way of managing that. All right. What's our combine doing? What is that combine doing? Right, let's go over and have a look. Oh, he's turning for an in row. That's all right. Oh, turning for a row. That's okay. He's busy working. We'll leave him be. All right. So let's continue on in here. See, now already I'm thinking of a bigger seeder. Now, It's not because this one's incapable. It's just that it's a smaller seeder, and this isn't a large field by any means, but it'd be nice to get it done quicker and more effectively. So I'm already thinking about a new seeder. So we don't have to go huge, but certainly a bigger seeder would be handy. But these are things we have to balance going forward now in relation to what we're going to spend our money on. So we've got to balance farm expansion, equipment modernisation to a point. I don't want to just go out and buy brand new top-of-the-range tractors. We do need to sort of grow slowly. But I think more to the point, getting more effective tools, as in the equipment tools, is probably more important than, like, say, for instance, getting a new tractor. As long as we get the tools and our tractors can still deal with it. Geez, I'm doing a very ordinary job today, aren't I? And then, what do you mean just today? Yeah, so we've got to balance all that. And I think the tractors will be upgraded as a necessity only, but insofar as getting bigger equipment, well, that'll be done on a case-by-case basis as well, I guess. But we'll have to assess that going forward for each step as well. Like, say, for instance, a bigger seeder would be good, but we can't get a bigger seeder that has to require us to get a new tractor as well. So we need to be strategic in what our purchases are going to be and our upgrades are going to be. Like, we're not going to, for instance, go to the shop in the next episode or two and buy a great plain seeder. That just is not going to be the case. What we're going to do is we'll go and get a Beta Stat or a Horse Pronto or something like that, which is just a little bit bigger, has more capacity with a seed coverage. It may have a fertilizer option on it. But the current tractors are still capable of operating it in normal average conditions, like not really hilly conditions or anything else like that, but just on a normal, relatively flat field. So that's what we're looking at equipment-wise going forward. All right. So we're almost at the end of the episode and the combine is almost full. So that's well and good. What we'll do is we'll put a helper on the rest of the seeding here, and we're going to head on over and we're going to get prepped to offload the combine. Hopefully he finishes this run and we don't have to try and come in and prep for him. We'll grab the fence here and we'll head on over to the field. We're already at the field, but we'll head on over near the combine so we're ready to offload as soon as he's full. And that will be it for the episode today. And so I hope you enjoyed the episode. There wasn't a lot on, but then again, there's not a lot going on really. I suppose, well, I say that we've finished the harvest of one field. We've spread some lime. We've almost finished the harvest of another field. We've started the seeding of a field. So we've been busy enough. It's not as if we've done nothing. So yeah, he's going to turn around and come back, so that'll be okay. But yeah, no, so I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, press that little like button. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about running a start from scratch farm and what strategies you implement, what you suggest we may want to implement. I mean, I'm open to new ideas and new things to try. Let me know if you think it's a good idea to go and get some of the older tractors and bring them into the gameplay, like some of the old Fords and things like that. Doesn't mean we're going to go out and buy them straight away because obviously we need cash to buy them. But then again, we might find that a family member has bequeathed an old Ford tractor or something to us, and we've taken it on because it's an emotional attachment to a farm or something like that. I mean, who knows? But yeah, let us know down in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to come and join us on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. The details for all those are down below. If you also wish, you can consider becoming a Patreon to the channel. Patreon membership basically helps out with paying for the internet and software licenses and all that we use to do the editing and all that sort of stuff. So anything helps out. Anything from $1 upwards gets you the ability to subscribe. Oh, pardon me. As a Patreon, there's no obligation, there's no expectation, and you're not thought of any less if you're not a patron of the channel and you're just here to enjoy, or hopefully enjoy, the content that we put out here at DZG. All right. So, apart from all that, if you're not already a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, make sure you press that alarm notification icon as well. And we will see you again very, very soon back here at Goldcrest Valley, Goldcrest Farm, and Ducks Gaming. Take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye.